Jasmine Crockett. Bruh. Y'all gotta see this, though, okay? Soon as she hit the internet with this, folks wasted zero time. Like, if you ever wondered what it looks like when the whole internet snaps on somebody, this right here is it. Y'all, watch this.
So the breaking news is Jasmine Crockett thinks that she's a badass trying to go at Melania Trump, calling her, oh, she's not fit to be the first lady. Joe Biden's wife was definitely not fit to be the first lady. And it's funny how it's always the black people in Congress that want to talk so much shit when they should be shutting the fuck up and going to eat some goddamn chicken. They shouldn't even be in Congress. It's so irritating to see Jasmine Crockett mention the first lady. She is beautiful and she's way ahead of you in all single categories. Girl, you got a wig every day. Take the wig off. Jasmine Crockett, she has some damn nerve to be trying to bait Trump to say anything about her, which he probably will because Trump is a G. And you talking about his wife. But Melania Trump, yeah, she's probably not going to do much. She don't need to. Her man's the fucking president. So instead of trying to go at Trump's first lady or Trump's wife, how about you just talk about Trump? Oh, you're not winning that, are you, Jasmine Crockett? All you want to do is dance to Kendrick Lamar songs like a fucking dumbass. You shouldn't be in Congress. Fuck off, Jasmine Crockett. I can't believe I saw that shit. Breaking news, Jasmine Crockett is trying to take insults to Melania Trump because she's such a badass with a lot of wigs. Fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She said, Crockett, you can't talk down to Melania. Girl, you got wigs every day. Oh, man, listen. Why they out here exposing Jasmine? You better make sure nobody out here exposing you. Honestly, I didn't realize how exposed I was until it got personal. My number was out there. My old passwords out there. And the crazy part is I thought I was being careful. I don't click weird links. I use very strong passwords, but none of that matters when your information is already floating out there in the internet. And it's not just social media either. It's your email, your bank account, your whole digital life. And this is why I use Aura.com, the sponsor of today's video. They remove your personal info from data broker sites. They scan the dark web 24/7 and alert you the moment your information shows up in a leak or breach. They monitor your credit, your bank accounts, and your social security number. They even bundle in a password manager, antivirus, VPN, and identity theft insurance, all in one app. Since using Aura, I've seen my data pulled off over 20 broker sites. Imagine how much of your info is out there, celebrity. If you've never checked whether your information has been exposed, now is the time. Go to aura.com/kingdomreacts and start your 14-day free trial on us. By the way, that link is in the description. You might be shocked at what's already out there. I was, but at least now I know I'm protected and I know I'm doing my part in helping you protect yourself. Now I want y'all to watch this Fox News clip. Jasmine Crockett, man, she going after Melania and Trump. And it is backfiring.
All right, Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett took time out of the House Judiciary hearing on immigration visas to insult First Lady Melania Trump and her legal status.
Yeah, Texas Congressman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Lance Gooden, was at that hearing. He joins us now. And Congressman, I'm just going to read part of what she said in what I would call a very serious hearing on a very serious issue that impacts our country's immigration and ultimately decides who comes into our country. Yet the Congresswoman decides to use her time to say the following. Melania, the First Lady, a model. And when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, and Naomi Campbell. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't math. And here, this, of course, the Einstein approach is what this approach to visas is called. Your reaction to that display, again, from a sitting U.S. Congresswoman against a First Lady, mind you, who championed an anti-bullying program in her first term.
Well, First of all, I think the First Lady is magnificent, as do most of the country. I am very proud of her and her accomplishments, and I wouldn't dare question her history, how she came to the United States. or what she's done, because what she's done is magnificent, and I'm so proud of her and the work that she's doing as our First Lady. As for this hearing and my colleague criticizing her, I think the best thing to do here would be to ignore it. I think that the radical view of the Democrats is one where they want to ignore the open borders that have destroyed our country, and I find it pretty rich that they would go after someone like the First Lady who came here as an immigrant, like millions of Americans with her who came here the right way. All the while they've turned a blind eye at the open borders over the last 4 years of Biden that have really destroyed our nation. They're okay with the riots in LA. They're okay with destroying small businesses and violence and unrest, but they want to go back in time and rehash the immigration path of Americans who did it the right way. And I think that's a shame. And I think the American people see through that. And I think the American people are happy that Republicans are in charge and that there is law and order being restored. The border is secure. We've had no crossings in the last several months, no illegal crossings. And now we are working to ship the illegals out of this country. The big, beautiful bill will do that. And I believe that's the path that we need to go in. And I think spending time acknowledging radical comments and hearings is a waste of time.
Okay, Congressman, because it is, as you say, a waste of time, let's move on to Iran, because that certainly is not. And when it comes to Iran, President Trump said that the United States and Iran will talk next week, with Iran in the weakest position it has ever been in before. But with that in mind, Democrats are still very angry that President Trump took military action in the first place. Listen here.
It's not been briefed on this in a timely fashion.
Republican Party in Congress that has decided the American people are not entitled to know anything.
We were attacked then. That didn't exist here. So the president should have come to Congress.
So the Senate, led by Democrats, this vote would be led by Democrats, are expected to vote on barring President Trump from taking future military action in Iran. That vote could happen as soon as today. How do you expect that to go?
I don't think it'll pass, but let me just be clear here. Democrats are disgraceful with respect to how Donald Trump has handled this and with respect to how they are criticizing this. The Democrats are disgraceful in the way that they have ignored the Constitution over the last 5 years. They had no problem with an open border. They had no problem with anything Joe Biden did. And when Donald Trump comes and brings peace to the Middle East, suddenly they're outraged. So the American people see through this. I think it's shameful that Democrats are spending time criticizing our military. They're criticizing our president when they said nothing about the open borders. They've got a problem with the military restoring order in Los Angeles, restoring order in the Middle East, and I've got no problem with it. I think what we're doing with this country and the direction we're going is a fantastic direction, and I thank the president for it, and I think Democrats need to get a grip.
Also, with a Congress that leaks like this, do you really want these Congress people being briefed before a secretive mission like that? That remains to be the question.
I wouldn't trust Democrats with secret information at all.
Understood. We'll leave it there. Congressman Lance Gooden, thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
So yeah, you see it. Y'all see it. It ain't just Twitter drama no more. Fox News done picked it up. I expected them to. They covering it and turned into a straight roast session. I can't wait to see how left-wing media decides to pick up on this. But to be fair, we got to talk about why this blew up in the first place. Let me show you exactly what Jasmine Crockett said. We're going to revisit it. And that had everybody ready to throw their phones at the wall, basically. Listen closely.
But I also want to defend Melania real quick. Not everybody could marry Donald Trump, and I think that's quite an achievement.
And since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model. And when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB-1 visa. And what that stands for is an Einstein visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. it doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't mathin' here. In your
I take a lot of Crockett's.
experience, do individuals on J or M visas typically improve or impair our economy?
They generally improve the economy, and I can give a brief example. My wife is a very successful woman. She makes a ton of money, which I'm grateful for. And the reason why we're able to do that while having 3 children is because of the au pair visa, somebody who is here on a J. Okay. Who is here and able to supply this for us. But I also want to defend Melania real quick. Not everybody could marry Donald Trump, and I think that's quite an achievement. So I think she deserves credit for that. Nobody up here could have done it.
You sure right. I couldn't do it.
You sure couldn't. You couldn't, bruh. Okay, let's unpack that real quick. First off, ma'am, an Einstein visa, after doing a little research, look, you sitting in a U.S. Congress seat, I was going to say congressional, same thing, right? Not knowing how the immigration system works. Melania ain't the first person to get one off modeling, acting, or entertainment, by the way. Now, this ain't nothing new. You don't got to be a nuclear physicist. I'm trying to use big words, y'all. Look, man, you don't play dumb now. That's all I'm saying. And the wild part is you questioning a legal immigrant while half of the same folks cheering you on got signs in their yards that say no human is legal. That hypocrisy is nasty, y'all. But hey, the internet, they're not going to let this slide either. Matter of fact, let me get this ready. I want y'all to listen how this sister right here breaks it all the way down. She had some time today.
Did I see Jasmine Shanquisha Bonifa Alice Jenkins trying to come for my first lady, Melania Trump, in a congressional hearing? Really? What? This is insane. So what she did is she questioned her visa status. She came in on an E-1 visa, so what? Those are hard to obtain. You probably sent your little aides to try to do some little research because you're too stupid to do it yourself. So I'm sure they came running to you. Oh my gosh, look what I found, look what I found. You found nothing that's not publicly available to everyone who would seek the information. You haven't done anything spectacular. You haven't done that in this case. You haven't done that as a so-called sitting member of Congress for your district in the state of Texas. And let me just give you a little bit of background on my first lady, Melania Trump, who came to this country and became a very successful entrepreneur in her own right, way before she met Donald Trump. She came here, she became successful, she had her own product lines. She was a supermodel, as we all know. She has been on the cover of so many magazines and has made a successful career. And she is also a philanthropist. She is an absolute beautiful soul. And I will not allow you brainless moron, to try to insult my first lady without coming after you for being the creep that you are. You have got your freaking nerves. Melania Trump is a supermodel. I mentioned that. Yeah, a gorgeous supermodel, still in her mid-50s, looking freaking amazing, still wearing them clothes, honey, that you could never even achieve that because you're a big, fat, sloppy, sweaty, disgusting sack of shit. You think we don't see those jackets you wear and those buttons screaming, oh, help me, Lord, help me, get me out of here. Get me off, help somebody. Buttons just screaming. You got your damn nerves. You're just mad because the president put you on Front Street because you are dumb. You really don't there is no value-added service that you provide to your constituents. And that is why you're there. You're not there to go on MSDNC 3 or 4 times a week or go on The View and try to throw shade on President Trump. That's not your job. What about the people in your district who are suffering? Thank you, Sheldon Daniels, who is running against this wench, who hipped me to the fact that Jasmine Crockett has missed 52 votes in Congress since 2023. This hoe has missed 52 votes. What else are you doing with your time? Oh, I don't know, getting blowed and making videos about President, yeah, he should have hollered. Girl, you was blowed as hell, please. You think we don't know? You just tried a bid at becoming a head of the Oversight Committee. Was it the Oversight Committee? You only got 6 votes, bitch. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. And people are figuring out that they made the wrong choice by putting you and that other brainless moron AOC at the top of any ticket that would come in as a possibility of running together in 2026. 6, it's a clown show. You are both dumb. You're dumb. Do you know why Melania Trump got such a high visa? This woman is an entrepreneur. She had product lines that sold out on QVC. She is an entrepreneur, very successful. The only reason she stopped was because she became first lady and she devoted her time to that full time. She sold skincare products. She made her own jewelry, designed her own jewelry. She's very successful. And of course, supermodel. What have you done? What have you done that's notable in any regard? You're not even working for your constituents. And now you want to try to come for her? This woman speaks 5 languages fluently. Comes from a little town in a little country named Slovenia in Eastern Europe. Beautiful woman, beautiful heart of gold. You're nothing, Jasmine Crockett. I reiterate, this woman speaks 5 languages fluently.
I ain't know
You
that.
don't even have a good grasp on the English language, as we see day in and day out. Why don't you go join a gym? Why don't you go to a brain workshop or something before you try to have a gotcha moment against Melania Trump? Leave her out of this. I can't even believe you tried to do this. This is really disgusting. How about show some initiative, take care of your constituents, and show up for work instead of being on social media and TikTok and MSDNC and The View. Then come holla.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. She has some words. You can hear the disappointment in her voice. You can hear that frustration. And let's be real, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. This is about basic common sense and respect. How you mad at a woman who followed the law, but you out here quiet when it comes to folks breaking it? Nah, man. You can't pick and choose when the rules apply based on if you like the person or not. That's how the left operates. And this is... And listen, it wasn't just regular folks either, even politicians, political commentators. I said politicians. I'm over here getting my words flushed. It's my fault, y'all. She just had me super hype off of it. Man, she said, I don't even want to say the word. But even political commentators had to step in and say, nah, we ain't letting this fly, y'all.
It is all they have. So I'm checking my notes here. So now we care whether or not a person had the qualifiers that enable them to have a very specific type of visa. I'm sorry, Jackie. It doesn't fly with me. This is coming from a representative who routinely debases the entire office that she holds with her lack of legal knowledge. This woman holds a law degree, but she doesn't know anything about presidential power or Article 2 of the Constitution. She's constantly making demands upon the American people and making statements in front of cameras that attract a lot of attention but hold no factual basis in reality. And this is supposed to be the leading voice of the Democrats, according to Joy Reid and others on MSNBC. So I'm done with Jasmine Crockett. I'm sick of her constantly sucking all of the wind out of the room with these ridiculous claims when we have very serious issues to address ourselves to. We just had one of the most consequential military actions in the history, modern era of our military warfare. That just happened. We're working our way through a number of very serious peace negotiations and negotiations for trade and for the contributions to NATO. There are so many things going on in this country right now of consequence that Americans truly care about. And then we have Jasmine Crockett constantly trying to draw attention to herself, trying to get into leadership for the Democrats, soundly rejected. I mean, I'm not sure why we give her so much attention.
This is Stacey Washington news. And I'll say, man, exactly. I need a round of applause for that breakdown right there, because the point she just made was on point. We got a serious problem in this country. Our economy is wild and the border is wild right now. Well, I'm sorry. The border was wild. I'm over here doing too much, y'all. Second video of the day. I'm a little hype, had some coffee. I don't know if y'all can tell. But you out here, the point I was trying to make was the Democrats are focused on everything but serious issues, and they have nothing to really focus on outside of attacking, making personal attacks. Melania got her visa, 20 years ago? So, yeah, Jasmine, you got to log out on that one. But why they over here fighting like the Jerry Springer show on Capitol Hill? The real border conversation is still happening. Trump and Tom Homan, they just pulled up with the receipts. Listen to this.
I wasn't going to do this, but I see Tom Homan is sitting there, and, I have to call him up. Look at that. I don't call up the Speaker of the House. I don't call up Marco or Peter or anyone. But I want to call this guy because this guy is keeping us very, very safe. Come on up, Tom.
Well, look, I think this issue of the big, beautiful bill should be nonpartisan. I don't know what the hell's the matter with everybody up in Congress? People are dying every day. ICE is arresting 3 times as many criminals that the Biden administration did. We're taking public safety threats and national security threats off the street every single day. But we got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal histories walking the streets of this country. We got less than 5,000 deportation officers. This should be a no-brainer. The more resources we get, if we get this bill passed, we got more agents on the road. We buy more beds, we get more transportation flights. More agents mean more bad guys arrested, taken off the streets of this country every single day. Every day we arrest a public safety threat or national security threat, this makes this country much safer. Who the hell would be against that? And I get irritated, I get pissed off because I'm sick of meeting angel moms and dads. You want to talk about family separation? They buried their children. So I've done this since 1984. I've worked for 6 different presidents. No one has had the success of the Trump administration. We got the most secure border in the history of this nation today. But we need more border wall. Border walls save lives. Women and children can't get over that wall, which means they go to a place where there's not a wall. And what's waiting on them? The men and women of the border who take care of the humanitarian needs and save their lives. We already got fentanyl seizures down half. Fentanyl seizures should be 100%. We should have 0 fentanyl coming to this country. We need money to help secure that border at a higher level. Stop the fentanyl from coming in. Stop the sex trafficking of women and children. Stop the known inspected terrorists coming across that border. Right now, I was looking at the stats today. ICE is arresting a record number of known suspected terrorists in this country, along with the FBI. With more money, we can arrest more of these people, make this country safer. This is a nonpartisan issue. Let's make this country safe again. So to the Democrats and the Republicans and the Independents, I don't care who you're from, pass the bill so we can make this country safe, so we can stop the violence against ICE officers. Let's make this country safe again. And without that bill, it's going to be a hard road. We got a lot of people to look for, a lot of people to arrest, a lot of national security threats we know are in this country. We need to find them. We need more money to do that. We need more agents to do that. For God's sake, let's pass this bill and get this done.
I know that's right.
He got so angry he didn't even shake my hand or look at me. Just.
Yeah, man. And that's the crazy part. Why these Democrats out here trading petty shots? The real problems ain't waiting, man. Border crisis, fentanyl, crime. It's all still happening. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett thought she had one up on Melania with this comment that she made. And the internet said, nah, we got time today. All right, man. Y'all let me know in the comments. Hold on. Let me put myself on a big screen. I'm just over here talking all small. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments real quick. Was Jasmine out of pocket? I definitely think so. Or do y'all think she kept it real? Serious, I'm dying to hear y'all response to that. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. And don't forget, check that or link in the description. Be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.